Okay, B this week is 3 supersets of 2 exercises. We've got some challenges this week, so depending on how you feel, right? Bent over row, unless your lower back's bothering you, you could do a TRX row, just make it hard, or you could do a 2-point row. Next up is going to be that single arm push-up. Now, if you can't do a full range push-up from your toes, you're probably not going to do a single arm push-up, but I'm going to show you a little bit because I don't think I have full range of motion yet. So you're going to come down to the floor. You can do this from your knees. If you want full bore, you're going from your toes and you're going to splay your feet out in a triangle. Now whatever leg is extended, that's the arm that's going to come behind you. Now I know I'm not going to be able to do this with my shoulder, so I'm just going to show you from my knee, and I probably won't even get that much range of motion. So I'm coming down and then pressing up. On that down, you want to try to get to the point where your elbow is at that 90-degree angle. Elbow, yeah, right here. So not out here, because you still want to come back at 45 degrees, but you should be able to get yourself low enough that you're at least here. Here, you can start getting into a little trouble with your shoulder, so just try to get to at least here, okay? And remember, single arm push-up, only if you're able to do a decent push-up full range with both hands and from your toes, okay? Next up is a slider lateral lunge with a reach. So I don't really care what you reach with. You could use a medicine ball if you have that. You could use a kettlebell. You could use a sandbag. You could use a dumbbell. If you're going to use a sandbag, hold it this way. And it's going to look like this. Make sure your hips are going back, right? So you're actually going to lean away from the slider. So not lean away, but you're going to be pushing away. So you're going to slide in, but make sure you're pushing your hips back. So from the side, you're here, okay? Try not to initiate the knee coming forward first, otherwise you're going to have problems with your knees, and we don't want that. So get your butts back and make sure that that slider leg is straight, okay? Alternative to that would be sidestepping if you need it. If you ever had band squat, you just want to create tension overhead so that you are feeling your lats when you do your squat. So the band is going to go up and overhead. You're going to come down into that squat, trying not to lean forward. Okay, so it shouldn't look like that. That's where you start getting into your low back again. So try to keep the biceps by the ears. You shouldn't have too much flexing in your spine when you do that. This is a great one for that little warm up that I love, where you drop in, right, and you add that little bounce. It's amazing how much that cleans up your squat. So a lot of times we just aren't opened up in the hips and connecting our breath to our hips. So if you find that you're really leaning forward, try that deep squat. Make sure your heels are on the ground and you got that little bounce, okay? Next up is the alphabet plank. I think I can actually show you guys this week. Getting better, look. So just from a plank position, you are going to draw the alphabet. If you can only get to F, that's fine, but you want to try to go as far as you can through the alphabet, drawing the alphabet, making sure you're not feeling that in your lower back. You can drop down to your knees if needed. USB dead bug with a band is grabbing the mini band, putting it on your feet, and then grabbing that sandbag. It's not so much about the load of the bag as it is what you're doing with the bag. So this will be on your feet. You're coming down. The bag is over top of your upper rib cage, not over top of your chest, right? And you're extending and twisting as you go. Ouch. It's the little things, how you can hurt yourself. And then what are you doing? I just heard a big rip. It's Daisy ripping her toy out, sorry. Next one, you're gonna partner up with somebody. And what you're gonna do, one person is going to, are you kidding me? Oh, I didn't think it was recording for a second. One person is gonna crawl with your knees hovering off the ground while the other person is just in a squat hold position. Okay, again, when you're in the squat hold position, just make sure you're not dumping forward. Try not to hold on to your thighs. If you can't do the squat hold, you can always choose to do a wall sit, right? Here. Or you could just do the a lateral shuffle. So, sorry, not for the, instead of the crawl, you can do a lateral shuffle. And you're either doing a squat hold or a wall sit on that one. 2 to 3 sets, depending on how much space you have. And you might, if you only have like, I don't have very much space, I would probably go back and forth a few times and count that as 1 rep. Otherwise, the person that's holding the squat is not gonna hold for very long. If it works out better, you can always set a timer too and maybe do like, I don't know, 30 seconds of crawling is probably pretty good. So you could set a timer for 30 seconds and then just go every other. So one person's crawling, the other person is holding, and vice versa.